gave that tip to me, I basically just kind of like jumped in right away. You know, I trust you, and I was kind of just like, yeah, let me start buying some. You know, I was looking for something new to jump into, anyways. And all you had to
Yeah,
say,
the App Store.
yeah,
The App Store. It's we keep talking about it.
and all you had to say
And
was AI, and I was like, I'm in AI.
that's it, right? And I got some information from my people. I just pass it on to you. So
Yeah,
that's what we do here,
and I started doing a deep dive after the fact. Like I got into this guy's Twitter page, Grafane, the developer for this, and basically what I saw was that this guy has created multiple very successful blockchains, or altcoins, and he created a platform with a guy named Agent Incinerator, with which to basically kind of streamline burning processes and different things with the altcoins. And of course, it's all
Agent Incinerator.
yes, Agent Incinerator. Yeah, these two guys are like famous in the crypto space. Not
That's great.
they're not
That's a great
Vitalik.
name, I just gotta say.
Yeah, they're not Vitalik or Vitalik Buterin, the Ethereum guy or anything.
Vitalik?
Yeah, Vitalik.
Yeah.
They're not him, but like they know what they're doing. And like we were talking about that. Like the
Yeah, so Grafane is associated to the App Store, right?
he is the ad store.
So basically, he's basically listed other cryptos. You're saying,
several.
and they got listed on other exchanges.
Yeah. No, yeah. So that's the other thing. Grafane has a freaking relationship with a bunch of different exchanges like Mexi, Qcoin, et cetera, et cetera. So when it comes time, it would be incredibly easy for him to get the ad store listed on those exchanges. So basically, what we're seeing now and what's happening now is him, his cronies, and Agent Incinerator are basically stacking as much at store as possible so they can make as much money as possible. So, like I was telling you, the transactions are very suspect. Like you see these buys and sells that don't seem to make sense. Like $15, $100. It basically, and the holders too itself. Like it doesn't. It almost looks like they're setting themselves up to make as much money as possible, which like I can't blame them. You know what I
Why don't
mean?
we talk about what you're wearing real quick? What? Oh yeah, we're live by the way, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
What's
I
going on?
the thing.
Like I'm trying to hold it together here. I'm like, what is this?
Welcome to Manic Money Finance. The Saturday chill.
Yeah, I'm Crypto Corey, and he's Money Mike. But
Yes.
I don't like you're on like a different character level right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I was streaming for 4 hours. Streaming Horizon Zero Dawn, where like it's post-apocalyptic America, and the people kind of look like this. There's the face paint and everything else, and I kind of just harnessed my inner Viking, to Valhalla we go. And yeah, I'm wearing leather armor. I got a bunch of face paint on, and I really don't feel like trying to take this crap off right now.
That I like it. I'm digging it.
Yeah, this is my Renaissance fair stuff.
We just started the stream off with some fire there. Go back and listen to it again. But really, the ad store, we see something big coming. See some big stuff coming for us, right?
Like this.
Let's bring up that chart. And I mean, if you're watching it today, I got my entry, right? So I got a little trigger happy, and I ended up buying a little too early. Remember that on the stream? I bought a little too early, but I knew it was gonna pull back. I just knew it, and like I should try to trust in my instincts more. But sometimes I just get excited you see it. Like I have emotions, you know. And, yeah, I bought in early, but today I bought some more because I had some extra funds, as you could tell from when I sold when it hit like a 4x, which was pretty sweet. It was a good move on my part. So now I'm just taking that Solana, I'm slowly adding it back in as it's dropping. And then when we're going to get this next pump, oh my goodness, Mike. That's how we do it in crypto, isn't that right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. Like the faint of heart aren't going to do well trading crypto because you're going to see
Yeah.
some wild price swings, especially a project like this that has low liquidity compared to market cap that allows them to manipulate the price in any direction they want it to go.
You know, it really breaks my heart. There's a couple people that, that talk to me that they're struggling right now and they want to use this to get, you know, a bunch of money real quick. And I have to tell them like that's just not the case. Like you cannot be if you're worried about your money and you're already watching the dollar signs, like you're not going to do good in this game.
No,
Like
yeah,
if you see like those dollar signs as like real money, like it's gonna mess you up. And it messes me up sometimes. I have to catch myself. Um, but yeah, especially
well,
when
funny
it,
enough, dude,
it,
most of these
this
brand
is the
new
hardest game.
projects, so most of these brand new projects don't even have a dollar sign next to them because they're not listed on coin market cap. So it's
Oh
not,
yeah.
they can't even really see that unless they know where to actually find the charts and a USD conversion price.
You know, that's that's how you know it's gonna be worth some good money.
Yeah,
When there's like no dollar sign by it, right?
yeah,
That's like how you
exactly.
know you got in at the good point, right? Because that's where you want to be, right?
100%. No, that's like the best projects I've ever been a part of, man. They did not have a coin market cap listing. And therefore, when I put them in my wallet, there was like, it showed $0, no price tracking.
Yeah, your money disappears. Like,
Yeah.
and especially somebody that's like new, they're gonna see that they're like, "Where did my money go? What the hell?" It's like, dude, just calm down. I know it's like it's sketch and it doesn't look like great, but it's like a good sign because
Yeah.
when it gets listed for $1 or whatever price it is, like instead of a pairing, because currently at stores only paired with what Solana, right?
Yes,
You can
exactly.
only swap it for Solana, so you can only see the price in relation to Solana, right?
Audio levels are good.
So, but obviously on I put out gmgn.ai on my social medias. This is a good place to look for the new AI coins, right? So check that out. I can put that in the chat right there so you guys can see it. But this is another tool that I just discovered, and my mentor put it out. So use it, see where it you can find some cool stuff on there. So obviously be careful, right? I wouldn't just go buying all the top coins because there's tons of scams out there. So make sure you do a deep dive in the information before you just go and jump in like some crazy amount of money, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
But yeah, so we're looking at a shakeout here. Let's pull up this chart.
Yeah, it's pretty
We're
wild,
only
man.
Yeah, we already have the chart up, but
I didn't sell a
isn't
single
that
coin, though.
crazy? Go ahead.
I didn't sell a single coin. I know
Oh,
exactly what this is.
yep, we've seen it before. That's a holding pattern, and we talk about AMD profiles, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So, what is this? This is a holding pattern, and it's building sentiment. accumulation. This is your A. Then you have manipulation, where they fake you out, making you think, oh, this is going down, this is no good. And then they go to the distribution side because big money they want to get discount. And what do? They drive price down to these levels to get in for a cheaper price. Basically what we were talking about in the beginning of the stream. So whoever has knowledge about this that has a significant amount of money that can move this project, they could blast this thing off to a 20x probably overnight if they really wanted to, but they're not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to create holding patterns, and then they're going to have people get faked out so that they sell, which drops the price, which then in turn they can jump back in on a lower price, basically what I'm doing, and riding the wave up. So they get basically a 70% discount on this coin. That's what we're looking at right here. Right? They have a 70% discount.
Is that is
They
it
could
really
retrace.
jumping off that 786? You pulled from a farther back low though, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Well, yeah, you can always find it.
No,
But if you wanted to say pull from the bodies, this is let's pull from the bodies here instead of just the wicks. So that's saying we could even retrace a little bit further. Get it for
yeah,
basically what one four tenths of a penny maybe,
yeah.
right? 4 millionths of a penny, I think that is. I
I mean,
I don't know how you'd say it, but yeah.
no, these people are patient too. Like they, it's a thousandth of a penny, 4 thousandth of a penny. These people are patient too. Like they don't care. Like they will literally manipulate this thing to the nines in order to ensure that they make a nice profit. And I've noticed, dude, that a lot of people who bought in recently were shaken out. Like people basically who are jumping in, and the holders has consistently climbed the amount of holders. So they're moving these coins around between wallets to basically kind of obscure what they're doing. But they know what they're doing. Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, it's pretty much on that. If you pull from that wick where I just highlighted to the absolute high of this wick, it is it dipped a slight bit below that 786. So, but I mean, this is the discount area you're looking for. So, if somebody was to be watching and they were trying to find an entry on this coin, well, can't tell you what to do, but I basically told you what I did today. I added to this position because it's looking pretty juicy right here. This is where you want to be looking for a buy. When everybody is scared. And look how much it dipped within 24 hours, and it faked us out, right? So, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's what we're looking at right here. It's classic. And when it distributes, because it will, this coin's not going to be going to zero. Like we know that, right, Mike? So now, could they put it into a holding pattern for the next month or two? Yeah, that's a possibility. So, are we prepared for it? Yeah. But is that likely? I don't know. And with such a small market cap, I feel like they want to pump this thing at least until they start getting it listed on exchanges, and then they can put into a long period holding pattern. That's typically what they do with the cryptos that get put on like Coinbase. You know, like you ever seen like a crypto get listed on Coinbase, and then all of a sudden you can buy it on Coinbase, and then it does nothing.
Well,
Don't you love that?
the thing is, dude, is once it starts getting listed on exchanges, it can actually get away from them. So that's like new
No one
money.
cares about it anymore.
Well, new money comes in and starts buying it up on the exchanges. It can actually inflate
Yeah,
the price, and then people will go on Radium. They'll see that price difference, and they'll go right on Radium with their Solana, and they'll buy them up on the
yeah.
liquidity pool. So it actually
See,
really changes the dynamic of the trading itself because they could just transfer it to a wallet and sell it on Radium and just keep buying it on that exchange at the higher price. So what happens is like,
that's the Web3.
yeah, they tend to equalize.
Oh yeah. The Web3 is extremely powerful. Once you know the ins and out on how to operate and move on Web3. But if you're just buying crypto on exchanges, that's not to say that you can't do a 3 to 4x, because I've done it. I've done it multiple times. I did it with Cardano the first time around. I did a 4x. It actually didn't take too long, right? Because that was when it first got listed onto Coinbase. And it was like, I think it took like 3 4 months until it rocketed up to like around $3, something like that. I sold there. I remember it was like right around my birthday. I remember that was pretty sweet. And that was the first time I pretty much sold the top there. I was like, I mean, for a brand new trader who had just got in and like that, I did pretty dang good, I have to say. And then I became hooked. I was like, Cardano's the next thing. It's gonna be. I thought Cardano would be what Solana is this cycle, but unfortunately, I was wrong. I really thought that because Cardano has cheap fees and moves fast, right? I don't understand what's holding it back. So I still have myself a large Cardano holding. I know it might be a little ridiculous to some, but I put some money in there, and when it hit $1, right, last I sold like a third of my holdings because I bought a bunch of it when it was at like 30 something cents, 40 cents or something like that. I'm just going off of memory here. So I considered that a really good investment. Like if I did 100%, 200%, I was happy with that, and I sold that portion of my Cardano. The rest of it, I'm still holding in my wallet, and it's proof of stake. So I'm staking my coins right now. So I'm receiving a reward for holding my Cardano over time. So whatever
So
happens, it happens.
So the reason that Solana is outpacing Cardano on the smart contract transactions and everything else is because of the coding language. So Solana's primary coding language is Rust, which is a very popular coding language for smart contracts, and it's kind of like the industry standard. Whereas Cardano, dude, is rocking multiple different coding languages like Haskell,
Dang,
Plutus, Aiken, and Marlowe, which are like obscure coding languages that most people don't use. So I think that's the biggest reason
dang.
that Cardano is falling behind Solana. You know?
See, that's why we need to talk a little bit more, Mike, because you know some more stuff about coding than I do.
Yeah.
I know the
Yeah,
charts. I got. I'm not super smart in every place in life. That's why you're Money Mike, right?
yeah no,
So
I love
I didn't even know about the. I didn't even know. I knew about Plutus. I knew about like the small stuff about Cardano, but I didn't understand that they're using multiple coding languages, which makes things confusing. And yeah, that's not too organized.
weird
It's
ones.
unfortunate.
Yeah, weird ones too. It's like
Huh.
it doesn't make sense to me, but hey, you run your cryptocurrency how you feel you should.
Yeah, I'd say probably off the top of my head, I pop like somewhere around 3 to 4K I put in to Cardano during half of that during probably the bull run when it was in the $2 range. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm down on that. But I also accumulated a bunch that was in the bear market as well. So I mean, it's half and half. It's hard to say, right? But basically took that money that was from Cardano and I paid off my credit card debt with that, which was pretty sweet. And then I bought skydiving gear, so then I just ran it back up. It's just all right. But we just made a bunch of money with um at store, and we're gonna make a bunch more money, so it's all good.
I mean, we're also running off of Morph AI uh,
More AI, yeah,
profits
we got a
too.
bunch of it. Yeah, I mean, we've been accumulating. This is the this is all coin season, right, Mike? And they're not telling you this. And I see a lot of people that are probably they've invested in crypto and they haven't done a deep dive into this new area of crypto that's happening. I really believe this is altcoin seasoning happening in these small caps right now, right? And we're not really going to see too much. We might see a little bit of a pump. You're not going to see like 400x, 400x in these coins, especially like Dogecoin and other. Like you're not going to see a 400, 500x,
No, definitely not.
unfortunately.
Especially
You
something
know,
like
like you're,
Doge, which is
and a
inflated
lot
a
of people
ton.
are looking for that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that are new to investing, they don't realize like that already happened, and the chances of it happening again with that exact same coin is extremely unlikely, right? Especially when we have all these other new coins where like you have, like we were showing you at store a $250,000 market cap, and we're monitoring this one, right? You notice we're not going over Bitcoin too much lately. Why? Because Bitcoin is acting like a butthead, and we're not going to be it's just it's doing its thing, and until it decides that it wants to switch it up, right? We're not going to really talk too much about leverage trading with Bitcoin. Now, are we, right, Mike? Especially after I liquidated the account.
Yeah.
But no, we can go over it if you want us to. But no, still like, and it was a small account, so like it wasn't that I blew up all my money. It was I keep only a small amount of money in there for that exact reason, right? So I'm still, and I chalk that up as a learning experience. I'm expecting to lose that, and this is the period that probably no one talks about on the internet. They just show you the successes, right? They're not going to show you the struggle that they had to go through to literally you have to throw up your own money, right? And then you're risking basically all you're going to lose all of it if you mess up, and that's what happened, right? And that's what this is a learning experience. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm still like my mind's blown that I didn't set a stop loss somehow, some way. That was, uh, I'm so angry about that, Mike. It's not even funny. But yeah, it's just gonna be a learning process for me as well. So
Oh yes.
the people who have succeeded and are watching this, like, and they're profitable traders, they know exactly the struggle I'm going through right now. So right now, basically, I'm just like when it comes to perpetuals, I'm basically break even trader, which is it's not too bad. It could be worse where I'm losing money, but I'm in like the middle area right now where I can before I become profitable. And this is the hardest part of trading. I'm almost certain of it, even though I haven't lived the whole thing, but I'm pretty much certain that this is where everybody gives up. Exactly where I'm at right now. And I keep telling myself that, I'm not like everybody else. I'm not going to give up, right? It's extremely frustrating, and if you're hard on yourself, right? It can be a dark road, right? But you have to learn to be kind to yourself. That's another thing, in trading. Because if you're mean to yourself, right? If you're someone who likes to rage quit video games, well, I gotta say, it's a good idea to demo trade first before you put real money up, especially if you were one that like got angry when you lost a video game. You went back in and you just kept doing worse and worse and worse. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I
when you
stayed.
start doing that with money, it sucks.
That's why I stayed diversified across, you know, all the different markets and stuff. Because it's like one of those things you have to. Like usually, if you're not going to be making money in the crypto markets, you're probably going to be making money on the stock markets. So and vice versa. So now I'm doing like a 1-to-1 crypto versus stock market. It's working out pretty sweet. So you'll have days when the crypto markets are down, but the SPY is up because they basically decoupled at this point. And
Yeah,
that's what yeah. So I always, and then of course too,
diversify.
I have Bitcoin adjacent investments on the stock market too. So when Bitcoin does go up, even if my altcoins aren't going up, the Bitcoin adjacent stocks are going up. So it's a thing. Diversification is key. Because when
So I think,
yep.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you go.
So yeah, I think the next route here I'm going to take is I'm going to do uh, the prop firm route here. I think we talked about that on the other stream, and that's going to be I have to pass a challenge, to be a funded trader, and then I use a prop firm and they fund me, and you guys can watch how that works out. So thinking I'm gonna go with Top Step. I don't know if you heard about it, Mike, but
I have not.
basically, I haven't looked at the rates, but when I last looked at them, it's been a few months, like $100 a month, right? And that's basically around what I'm paying for the trading. And you can trade I think $100,000, right? So you have to pass the challenge, right? You have to get approved, and then it's like $150 activation fee or something like that. And then you can trade with prop firm's money. The first initial $10,000 you keep on 100% of it, pretty sure. And then after that, it's 90-10. So you keep 90% and the prop firm keeps 10% of your profits. So I think I'm going to be going this route because I like the idea of scalping. But obviously, that I'm not going to like go all in on that, right? I have long-term investments as well. So we have to explain to the viewers, we have to have multiple strategies while we're doing this investing thing. I mean, throwing the money in and waiting long term, that's the easy one. Everybody does that. That's what basically your mom and dad did, the boomers did to make their retirement money. You know what I'm saying? They just put their money and they held in for a long period of time. That's basically what everybody can do this. It doesn't take any skill. But then there's another level of skill that requires, say, if you're a swing trader. So it depends whether it's a month or 15-minute or scalping on the 1 minute time frame, which is another word for it, like what we show. But we're trying to time the market. And obviously you've heard the saying, timing the market is better. No, time in the market is better than timing the market. And this is true because it's much easier. But when it comes to small market cap stuff like this, if you try to hold on for a long period of time, most likely you're just going to get walked on, right? And this is why crypto, a lot of people make a bunch of money. They don't make a bunch of money. They watch their portfolio run up a bunch of money. They don't sell it. They don't take it. And then they watch it run all the way back down. And, it's unrealized profits. Whereas if they had taken at the top and then waited for the retracement, which they basically knew was coming, that all markets have to retrace eventually, right? And that's why it's so hard to take your profits and sit on your hands and watch it keep going. But you have to have in the back of your mind that it has to retrace. It has to retrace, right? All markets do it. So selling at the top and waiting for that retracement to the right opportunity where we can jump back in. Now, to say that you're going to be able to sell the exact top is absolutely unrealistic. And to put that expectation on yourself is you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. And I tell myself that's unrealistic. Why would I expect myself to be able to pull that off? I'm not a robot. I don't know exactly what the market's going to do. So think of it in this perspective. I don't know where it's going to stop running up to, but I need to be okay where I sell. So if it does 400%, 300%, 200%, 100% most of the time, if it does 100%, I'm taking my money. And you know how many times, Mike, I watch price just keep running up,
Hey,
and I tell them like, "Oh, I wish I could have held."
do me a favor.
Yeah. Yep.
Put that chart to the 1 day candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
So
good when you put it 1 day candles.
yeah. So just zoom out. But how many times did I watch price keep going after I sold? A lot. But eventually it retraced. And it maybe it was an hour, 2 hours, maybe it was the next day, maybe it was the next week, but it eventually retraced back to where I sold, and then it retraced even further. And at that point, I say, you know what? I'm happy I sold because there's no way for me to have known where it was going to stop. And I took my profits here. And currently, the market is trading below that point, regardless if it went up 100% the day after. Now it's 2 days, 3 days later. Now it's crashed down 50% below where you sold. Are you going to be pissed? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're going to be saying, hey, I made a good move. Yes, I could have held for a little longer and I could have made a little extra money, but being greedy like that, it doesn't get you very far in this game. And the same is true as so now how do I enter back in? I'm not going to be able to buy the exact bottom, right? So to put that pressure on myself is unrealistic and it's going to set myself up for failure. And if I don't do it, and I'm not going to be happy if I don't buy the exact bottom. Come on. Let's be realistic here. Come on. It ain't going to happen. Just like I'm not going to sell this exact top. So what am I going to do to do my best? Right? Just like when it's going up, I smell, I sell small pieces of my position, right? Or if I open it up and I'm seeing like 400% instantly, I'm selling the whole thing, as you saw the other night, right? Because when I see an opportunity like that, I snatch it. I I've learned to take that opportunity when it's given to me because it's happened a bunch of times where the opportunity presented itself and I didn't take it. And I always kicked myself after. I was like, why didn't I take I should why do I was so greedy? I was expecting 500% and went 400% and it didn't go and then I didn't sell and I watched it, every single time. So tell myself when I see it, I'm taking it. I don't care. I don't care. And was it hard to go to sleep that night? For sure. It was really hard. It was hard for me not to look at the chart. But as soon as I sold, I didn't look at the chart. I knew exactly. Like if I started staring at the chart, like I would start convincing myself to do some stupid stuff. And I'm not going to do that anymore. Nope. Made that mistake already. Not going to do it again.
Yeah,
So I tell myself, you take that money, walk away.
yeah. Like, I don't even know what Morph AI is doing. Because me and you both sold out, so it's like it's not even worth it to check the chart. Because we know we're
Mm-hmm.
not jumping back in. $20 million
But then
market cap. Psh,
you have instances like Whiff, right? Where I sold at, I think I got like 60% off a Whiff. And I was like, yes. And then I watched it do like a like a 20x or like a 50x or something. I was like, oh, that one hurt. Yeah, but did I try to chase it? No.
that's why I like to leave some in. You know, I just leave it. I get
Yep.
my initial
Leave a
investment
runner.
and a nice profit, and I'm just like, yeah, the rest of those, I'll leave it. I'll check on them once a day, see what's going on. You know, maybe, maybe every other day, maybe once a week, and yeah. But this particular one that we've been talking about, the ad story, is rife with manipulation. I'm watching the transactions go through, and I'll watch like basically the same dollar price transaction go through from the same wallet, a buy and then an immediate sell. And because the liquidity pool is so low on this and the market cap is so much higher, it will still affect the price a bunch. And then you'll see this thing start jumping up.
You can see smart money is jumping in right here. You can watch the trans. This thing is so small. That's why it's like to the viewers, right? Right. And I'm looking at this coin on gmgn.ai. Put it in the chat. This is a new tool I'm using, right? So to my students, make sure you write that down in your notebook. You start using this as a new tool. But you can see the transactions coming in. Let me pull it. Well, where is it?
I use Dex Screener myself.
Yeah, you can use Dex Screener too.
Yeah.
But you can see the order books coming in. That's a volume. I must have closed it out. Something's going on here, but hey, you can see the orders coming in, right? And you can watch. And since this thing is so small, right? And we're at what? I'm still not used to using this.
What
So
the
sorry,
market
but
cap? You looking for the market cap or the?
yeah, I'm looking for oh, here we go. So you have an $800,000 market cap right now.
But the
Right?
liquidity pool is 123,000.
Yeah.
So it's like they can change the price of this drastically with very
It's like a
small amounts of
fifth.
money.
It's like a fifth of the market cap, right? Which is crazy. If you understand like the math behind that, like it's crazy how much like this thing can move with such a small amount of money. So, right, if I was somebody new in crypto and I didn't know what I was doing, well, I wanted to take somebody's suggestion, especially if I trusted them and I knew them personally, and you could kick their ass if they were wrong. Hey, you're wrong about that. Remember that, no, but you could jump into something like this, and it really is. It is a gamble at this point because it's so small. It could be, I don't, just by the reputation of the person who's the developer to this coin, it says a lot right there, which is why you see me, instead of walking away from this coin, which I usually do after doing 400%, I'm jumping back in, which that says a lot in itself. So I could be wrong,
Did you want to bring
right?
up the new coin we jumped into? Liquid.
Boom,
buddy.
liquid.
What's the
So
market
here,
cap on this bad boy right now?
this thing's looking ridiculous. Is this the right contract address? There's so many. That's the problem, dude. Look at this. You see this crap?
It is not the right one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you
So
gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, right now,
I think this is it, right? No, this is
the market cap is currently 23K on liquid. So the liquidity is 17K. So it's that
I
one.
think it's this one, right?
Yes.
What the heck is going on? Dude, I don't even know.
Because it just got listed on Radium. So people basically went nuts on this thing the second it got listed on Radium.
Dude, look at that, dude.
And all I know from my trading, my time trading, is that it will regain that price level eventually.
Dude, that's insanity.
Yeah.
I don't know who if you were able to sell there, that would have been 1,300%. Like within what, a day, an hour? No, yeah, it ran up 1,300% in an hour.
It was less than an hour. It was like 5 minutes, dude.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I told you about this one the other day.
Yeah, and I was following it, and I basically waited for it to get listed on Radium, and I saw the transaction between the wallets that showed that they had transferred a bunch of liquid to the Radium Authority wallet, which told me, okay, now they're listed on Radium. And when I went on, it had already equalized. The pump was done, and I jumped in.
Dude, to get a fill there, dude, it would like mostly, yeah, you would. There was slippage would have been insane.
I'm glad I waited a few hours.
Dude, this is another gem that we just basically found and we're just putting out on the channel right now. Like no one's talking about this stuff on the crypto bros. Even like there's popular, even like the low key popular YouTube channels out there that are actually giving out good information. They're not talking about any of this.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
And why do you think? That's because they're in on it.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's one of those things, you know. It's you got to be smart. You got to do a lot of research. It involves, you know, even going in and looking at the holders and the transactions and stuff and everything else. And it's almost like, dude, I was there for like
So I see this guy is asking, where would I buy Solana? I buy all my Solana when I'm trying to get some money in quick. I just go on Coinbase. That's my go-to. Even though like, yeah, the fees suck. Right. Where would you go to buy Solana, Mike, if you were to buy Solana? Not financial advice.
I use Coinbase. I have a Coinbase One membership, so I don't pay any fees.
Yeah.
It's $30 a month. It more than pays for itself every single month, pulling money in on and off the blockchain. So I mean, Coinbase.
So I
just the easiest to use, and I have a debit card through Coinbase, so I can sell crypto when I swipe my debit card at a store. It's pretty sweet.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right. So if you get paid, you can go right from your debit card, and you can just go right, and then I know at least because you have to hold like a certain amount of money in Coinbase to get the instant transactions. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah, I just use the debit card, so I always get instant transactions.
So can you, because say if you were to just be starting a Coinbase account and you wanted to say take $500, buy Solana, and then take that $500 and instantly transfer it off of Coinbase to another wallet, I think they make you wait a certain number of days, which is a pain in the ass.
Well, unless you use a debit card, you can use a debit card on there, and then you don't have to wait.
And they'll let you transfer it instantly?
Right away. Yeah,
I always use there you go.
Card.
So,
yeah,
make sure you do that.
Yeah. Yep.
I used the instant bank transfers. So, but I remember it was a while ago. That was like years ago. So I don't know if it's the same thing. But since I hold a certain amount of money, which I'm not going to disclose here, Coinbase tends to like, okay, we're not gonna. They typically transfer the money into my bank account within 24 hours, or they'll basically within the 5 seconds I take money from my bank account, they'll put it into my account and I can trade with that. So I don't know if the same thing is for people who are just starting out, because I heard some other things from people with smaller accounts that they don't have the reputation. They have to build a reputation with Coinbase, I think, for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case.
Well, it's weird because like on Robinhood, you can actually do instant transfers from your bank and to your bank. It's really
Yeah.
weird. And on Coinbase,
Same.
you can do the instant transfers too. I don't know if you necessarily have to build. It's like when you're taking the money from your bank to Coinbase. Yeah, that's one thing. They'll make you wait. But when it's going from Coinbase to your bank, pretty sure I can do an instant transfer right to my bank account, like using the routing number and the account number. It's weird, man.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. So I mean, but I use a debit card to onboard. So anytime I'm going onto Coinbase with cash, I use a debit card just so I don't have to deal with any BS because I don't keep my crypto on Coinbase. I put it to a non-custodial wallet, not the Coinbase wallet.
So the wallet that I would recommend, if you're just starting out, and like use the Coinbase wallet. It sounds surprising, but it's very easy to use, Mike. You can actually open the browser in the wallet, which is it's really nice, right? Because there was this whole issue about Apple and Trust Wallet. It depends on what phone you have, really, because there's certain apps that are like, oh, we you can't open the browser when you're in your wallet, but that's very important. That's why I like the Coinbase wallet. And um, I see this guy's asking about what do you think about the Robinhood wallet? I don't know anything about that. Do you know anything about that? Is
Um,
there any like, can you
from
connect to Web3 using that?
I do not know. From what I understand, when you're buying and selling cryptos on Robinhood, from what I know, is you're basically it's like an exchange, and they will use a wallet for you, but you don't have the type of like you can send it out, but you don't have that type of interfacing like you do with a non-custodial wallet. As far as I could be completely wrong because I haven't heard of the Robinhood wallet. I do know
Yeah,
Robinhood is doing a lot of stuff very quickly compared
they
to
are.
everybody else. Yeah.
There's some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I would if you look at, I have to do a little bit more research, so but if you already have the Robinhood wallet set up, I would go into it and look to see if you can connect to the browser, and if you can use Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin on the wallet. So I don't want to show too many details here, but right here on my wallet, I can connect to all the dexes, right? And I can go up into the search bar and I find Radium. I can find that. It's going to automatically be in my wallet. So it automatically connects to it. So if you don't do that, there's going to be a few extra steps, which might be a little confusing to somebody who's new. I want to get somebody who, if you're brand new to this, it's already super confusing. This is like, oh, I'm gonna do this with $500 of my money that I worked for. Yeah, it's scary as hell when you first start out, especially doing something like this, right? So we want to make it as streamlined as possible and to explain it to you as simple as possible. But basically, even so, there's usually a fee too, Mike. So if you're transferring, say, like Ethereum, especially Ethereum or Solana from one wallet to another, there's going to be a network fee. And usually with Solana, it's very cheap. But say if you bought Solana on Coinbase and you already had Coinbase downloaded on your phone and you're already buying crypto through Coinbase. So it would be more intuitive to you for you to buy on Coinbase and transfer it to the Coinbase wallet, because Coinbase offers a free transfer from the exchange into their wallet, which is pretty nice, right? So it's nice and easy. You can do it that way. And then once you have the Solana in there, then you can go into the browser and then you can type in radium.io. It's going to automatically bring it up in the browser. Like, okay, you can just click on the DEX right there. And once you have Radium up, now you understand that's basically the exchange on the internet, or Web3, basically. Think of it that way. So there's the exchange, which is the centralized exchange, which is connected to your bank account. But then there's also an exchange that's on the internet, which is labeled as decentralized. It's autonomous. There's no one that owns it, right? That's what Radium is, right? And that's how we get these new coins, is we're swapping on this autonomous, decentralized exchange, and it's separate from Coinbase, right? There is no third party. So that's what we're trying to get to on, like, these people who are brand new to this. I know it might seem confusing at first, and it might be extremely overwhelming, especially because it's involved with money. But getting in on these coins when they're only on the decentralized exchange, when it's really basically in its infancy, which is what we're showing you right now with the ad store, this is how you jump in. And if these coins get some traction, they get listed onto Coinbase, they get listed onto Binance, they get listed onto KuCoin or OKX, you
MXC,
know,
Open Ocean, etc.
all, and then all that money that people who are on the sidelines that didn't know how to buy this coin, that they've been hearing about it from their friends, all of a sudden, guess what? They can buy it, and they're like, "Oh, it's time to buy." Well, guess what? You've positioned yourself in such a good place that when that money flows in, you know who you're going to be selling to. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna so Liquid, I'm gonna throw that contract address into the chat.
Yeah, so throw that. That's a new one, brand new one. Another new AI coin. So what is Liquids? From my understanding, this is a bot that is for um, trading. It's like a trading bot. So, and I hear just from my mentor that's put out the ad store, has put out these other coins I've been able to bring to you guys, right? Just from my mentor, I hear that this thing's going to be another level right here. So
Boom, it's up in the chat. The Liquid contract.
that's the contract address.
It's on Radium.
So I guess
It got listed
it's
today.
on Radium.
This market
Dang.
cap is 1/10 of what the ad store was when we found it.
Really?
Yep. I mean, what?
So yeah, be very careful, guys. This is extremely risky. Do not, do not, do not put any of your hard-earned money into something like this if you don't know what you're doing, because you might as well just kiss it goodbye.
Yeah,
But then there's a chance you could go 10x. So, nope, not financial advice. No.
it's one of those things. Use money that you're willing to lose, basically. Like if you do any
Don't
kind of
care,
gambling,
care about it.
yeah, like if you do any kind of gambling, you go to the casino. Like you know what it's like to go there on a Saturday night. You bring a couple $100. You're like, I don't care if I lose this. I'm gonna get a few free drinks and just kind of have a little fun with a couple friends. Go to a restaurant, etc.,
Play
etc.
the game.
Yeah, and it's you never
Right.
know. That's what happened to me with Safe Moon, man. I threw a couple of G's into it because my ex girlfriend asked me about it because she knew I knew about crypto. So she asked me about it right after we broke up, and I was like, "No, crap." Well, it was a Binance coin, and I just was like, "Yeah, let me put a couple of G's into that bad boy." And let me tell you what, I didn't care about the breakup after that because it went that went to 40K, that 2 G's.
So what is Radium's role in these coins? So think of Radium as Uniswap. So when Uniswap came out on Ethereum, so when Ethereum was still like coming up and being developed, which is it's far more developed, I guess you could say, than Solana is right now because it's a different blockchain. And think of these blockchains as different pieces of software. So Solana has what's called Radium, which is a DEX, which is a decentralized exchange, which is how people can take their Solana, go onto the internet, and swap that Solana for these low market cap altcoins, right? In order for them to interact with um, Radium, they have to buy Solana, right? Because you can only swap Solana. You can't swap dollars. So you have to buy Solana and or Solana coins basically to swap with it. Think of that with Ethereum has Uniswap. So basically, you have Ethereum. You have to buy Ethereum to go on to Uniswap in order to swap coins that are on the Ethereum network. So what we're showing you, the at store and these new coins, they're on the Solana network. So if you were trying to look for these coins on the Ethereum network, you're not going to find them, right? Because they don't exist. It's just like something completely different. So that's why it's so important to know the actual network that the coin is on. So Radium is a coin. They actually have their own coin too. So that's why investing into these dexes is a good move in of itself too, right, Mike? Because you've experienced how easy Radium is to use.
Yeah, Radium is
So
pretty sweet.
more people are going to be using Radium. So obviously, I would see Radium going up as well. So there's a coin for Radium as well, right? You can buy that coin as well, which is related to that exchange. I don't want to confuse you, right? Because that's a project in of itself. When we talk about projects, we're talking about certain applications that are being on the software of Solana. So we have an application that can basically swap coins, swap money, and basically allows trading to be able, like, it makes Solana liquid. It makes it so you can trade coins on Solana. So obviously investing into an area that's the application like Radium would be beneficial because you'd see more people using it in the future. Same as with these other coins. Liquid, which is a Solana coin that is a bot that um, trades on the Solana network, and it automates swing trading for you, from what I understand. Right, I could be wrong, but this is such a new coin. But you're getting a lot of these new trading bots, so there's eventually, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a liquid.io or some kind of crap. Don't go to that website. That could be a scam. But there's going to eventually be something like that where you can take your Solana, put it into the Liquid ecosystem or the Liquid app. Let's keep it simple, and it's going to just generate money for you because it's an automated trading bot. So that's another app that's being developed on the Solana network. You have to buy Solana to invest into it. there's a lot of these different apps that are being created on Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Bitcoin, right? These are all different networks, right? They have borrowing networks. They have so many exchange networks. They have NFTs. They have meme coins. They have all these different things, right? And they're all on that network, but they only exist on that network. And in order to buy those coins, you have to have Solana, the main coin of whatever network that is.
Yep. Yeah, that's where it can get kind of confusing for a lot of people. I've noticed. It's like it's
So,
difficult enough.
a
Like,
question about Dex Screener. So, Dex Screener is basically a tool that you're using it's screening the dexes, really. I mean, but it's not a place where you can buy. Radium is the place that you can buy, right? The place that you can buy is the decentralized exchange, right? So if I knew that the coin that I wanted was on Ethereum, I know I need to go to Uniswap most likely. Same is true with Solana. If I know a coin is going to be out on the Solana network, the first place I'm going to be looking to buy that coin is the Radium decentralized exchange, right? And understanding that every single blockchain has an exchange and it has a way to swap coins on the network. And figuring out that website as to where you swap those coins is so huge.
yeah,
So,
you use your wallet browser. I see Sky, and you go to
yeah,
radium.io, RAYDIUM.
usually when you put it in, it's going to automatically come up. It's
Yeah,
going to be in the list. But
and
yeah,
then from there, basically, you'll need to have that contract address from there because these coins that we're talking about, they're not listed on the token lists. There's a liquidity pool on Radium, but you have to literally put in the contract address in order to exchange your Solana for those particular altcoins. So
so you
basically,
basically
yeah,
copy and paste those numbers and letters there, and you're going to get that contract address and pull up the coin that way.
exactly. And the way these decentralized exchanges work, because it sounds kind of crazy when we're just talking about it, but the way they work is people provide liquidity pools for those trading pairs. So people are putting their own cryptocurrencies into the liquidity pools so that other people can trade for those cryptocurrencies. So that's why it's called a decentralized exchange because there's no central, governing body or anything that's making sure these trades go through at different spreads, et cetera, and pegging the price. They're basically it's automated, and people are putting their own capital up so you can trade on that platform, which is pretty revolutionary. Me and Corey have actually had quite a few discussions about how that same practice, theory, or technology could be brought to the TradFi side of things, where people basically put their own stock and cash up and basically cut out the Minutemen, Jesus. But yeah, so it's a lot to kind of wrap your head around at first. I mean, basically just simple like wallet addresses and sending your crypto from an exchange like Coinbase to a custodial wallet or non-custodial wallet can seem kind of daunting at first. You're copy and pasting
Oh
wallet
yeah.
addresses.
And yeah, non-custodial wallet. These terms sound like a foreign language. Basically means do you have ownership of the coin? That's basically what that means. And if you own that coin, you bought that say on Coinbase, until you take that coin or whatever it is off of Coinbase, technically it's not yours, right? Isn't that right? Ownership is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So You have to have ownership of it. And if the exchange goes down, as we've seen time and time again, Terra Luna, Mount Gox,
Uh,
all these other everything else, right? We don't mention some of those words
FTX,
around here.
FTX.
FTX. Yeah. You know, that's just a recent example. That's why you need to have your own cold storage wallet. You need to be taking your Bitcoin or whatever it is, Ethereum, or coins that you expect to be holding long term and be putting it into a cold storage wallet. That's what I do. I know that's what Money Mike does, right? And I'm not even looking at it, right? So I guess there's a benefit to that as well.
Yeah, no, cold storage is pretty legit. The problem with that is
And
you're
you don't
pulling
have to
it.
go ridiculous. You don't have to buy the top of the line cold storage wallet, but it's a very smart idea to get something that at least that you can take it off the exchange and hold it in, say, like a safe or something.
The only drawback to that is if you lose that thing, if you lose that little cold storage wallet, I mean you're screwed. Not only that, it's so
No,
far.
that's not true.
Really?
If you lose the seed phrase, you're screwed. And we've seen that time and time again that people who lose their seed phrase, they get screwed over so many times. So if, say,
Well, you're
my
talking
house
about the
burns
ones that are
down,
like a flash drive, right? Basically.
yeah. So if my house burns down, but if I have the seed phrase and I can memorize what 12 words it is, if I can memorize those 12 words in that sequence, it doesn't matter. I can buy a new cold storage wallet and regenerate that wallet. I've broken my phone and I had to regenerate my wallets, and I've kept my seed phrases. I'm not going to tell you where I do that, right? I wouldn't keep it on electronic devices, right? But let's just say that you have to keep that as basically a certificate of however much money you have in that wallet. And if you lose that piece of paper with those words on it, you are screwed. You can have your device destroyed, like your house burned down, you can have the device in your safe. As long as you have those words, you can regenerate the wallet. It doesn't matter.
Nice.
Just don't lose the seed phrase. That's all I gotta say about that. And you can memorize 12 words, can't you, Mike?
Um, I guess it really depends,
How much does it matter to you, right?
how much have I
Exactly.
had to drink
If
that
it was
night?
millions of dollars, I think you could memorize those words pretty easily,
Yeah,
right? I think you could.
yeah. I
Mhm.
mean,
And no one can take away that. No one can take that away from you.
that is true.
So
Good times.
they can destroy everything you have, and you could still go to a different country. Try taking $100,000 in cash on a plane. See how far you get.
Oh my god, I know. I have such a problem with that. Civil
Dude, I
asset
tried to bring 10K the other day, and they're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What? That's my money, dog."
civil asset forfeiture is unconstitutional. But
Yeah. We're not gonna get into any politics here, but yeah, we don't agree with that.
it's a
That's all we
discussion
gotta
for another
say.
time.
But
Yeah, did you want to go over some of our winning TradFi stocks? Because there's a few of them
might
now,
as well, right?
dude.
Might as well forward
Husa
to the new.
Husa is just marching, dude. So oil's been
All
going up
right.
because of everything going on with Israel. Trump isn't in office yet, so we don't have the drill baby drill regulation pullback that is expected. So Husa is just going nuts. And I know that we put some stuff on this chart. I know that you had some stuff written down on this chart. Did you do a paper?
Bitcoin trade's finally in the money.
I was gonna say, what is this? What is this demo trade? But didn't we draw lines on this chart, dude? Like,
Yeah. We might have deleted it, but
oh my
yeah.
god, yeah, because this thing is like moving right where you said it was gonna move. Like it is.
Oh yeah.
It is wild to see, dude. So like,
We're probably looking at it like back here.
it was only it was last week, dude. It was only like a week and a half ago, something like that. So it was definitely in January when we were looking at this last time. And you drew that line up from that most recent bottom there. And this thing has just been.
Yeah, it's the flag for sure, and it's marching right towards the target.
Yeah.
This is how crazy, how easy some of this stuff is, right?
Yeah.
If you figure out how to draw a flag, you can do it.
Like, this is a small domestic oil producer. Oil prices going up because of the insanity in the Middle East. Obviously, that's where they're drilling a lot of oil. So it makes sense that like a small domestic American oil producer, their stock price is just going to go up. Sympathetically, due to oil barrel price. Like this was a nice play for me quite a few times. Some intraday momentum trades, or I just kind of made a little bit of pocket change off this bad boy due to it.
See, that's why we don't stop. We just keep coming, right? We keep, even though we might be losing sometimes, and we do. We let you know when we lose, right? But like I said, this is just a documentation of our financial journey. We're not looking for any clout. We're not looking to like, oh, we're millionaires, dude. It doesn't even matter. This is just for us to learn, right? And if you learn from our experience, well, God bless you. That's right, because we're able to do this right now.
Well,
I don't know how long until they put a stop to this, but I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those things that they have a crackdown on in the future.
I actually am a millionaire. It just depends on what you're looking at as far as the asset. So I have a million toothpicks downstairs in my kitchen. So I am a toothpick millionaire. They're small,
honestly, dude,
pieces of wood.
yeah, honestly, don't even need a lot of money. I mean, you see my personal life. I'm rock climbing all the time, licensed skydiver, going around the country, jumping out of planes. Like, I'm living my dream. So, really, do I need millions of dollars? No. Really, all I need is enough money to pay for my lifestyle. And yeah, my lifestyle can be expensive at times. Trust me. But all we need to do is be able to pay for that lifestyle. Once we have that money to do that, really, I mean, having more is not going to make you happier, right?
That's true.
So then you have the question as to why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. I'm dating a 19-year-old, so I'm living my dream. That's my dream.
Oh, it's legal. So
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say about that.
I tell you what, though, man, I finally brought her to meet my family last week, and they had a major problem with me because I'm in my 30s. They had a major problem with me and dating a 19-year-old, and it totally ruined our 10-year anniversary.
That's messed up, man.
Joking.
They should be happy for you at least.
Yeah, right. Oh man. It's comedy. It's a joke,
That's
people.
cool.
I'm single.
Yeah, Mike's single.
Yep.
But oh man, dude. Yeah, Husa looking like it's going right to the target.
Oh yeah.
Right? Would I be eyeing at taking some profits if I was in this position from when we talked about it in the flag? Yes. Yes, I'd be taking some money off the table. Yes, I'd be probably taking the initial investment off and then moving my stop loss to break even. That's what I would do. Right? We could teach you how to do that if you keep watching, right? And you like and subscribe to the video.
Yeah, there's another one too.
Is there another one?
BKYI.
What is it?
BKYI. We definitely talked about this one. and it has been erupting, man. It's insane.
Well, it's back above the 200 right there, making that move
Yeah.
to the Golden Cross,
Yeah, just
right?
absolutely. This is a biometric. So they do biometric security measures. So like fingerprint scanners, retina scanners, stuff like that. And I mean, I've watched this thing, man. This is an embattled little freaking small cap stock. And this thing it just keeps going. Like this guy, whoever is running this company, man, he just doesn't care. He just keeps chugging along. He's doing everything he needs to do to ensure the success of his company. And like just this most recent trading day, it was a freaking 50% gainer, dude, on Friday. Um,
That's wild.
yeah, it is nuts
Dude,
though.
these security companies have been going crazy, right?
Yeah,
Well,
cybersecurity,
have you heard of this Big Bear, I think it's called? Is it called Big Bear?
Black Bear, Big Bear AI.
Big Bear. So, Brian Beecham, my skydiving coach, he's my rigger. He does he was there from day 1. When I go to his house and I was bringing my gear and everything, he's like, "So, Corey, you're into Bitcoin?" I'm like, yes sir, I am. It's like, you heard about Big Bear? I'm like, oh, what is this Big Bear? It's like, "Yeah, it's been going crazy." So these are the I believe that he said, and don't take my word for it, right? He could have said something else, but this is the facial recognition software, right?
Nice.
So yeah, this one's been going crazy. So isn't that funny? Yeah. Like a lot of the people that I'm close to, they're like, I have smart people in my life. I love it. Even like the the dude who's taught me skydiving, it's like brings up the stock and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, this guy knows something. He knows his ish."
Oh yeah, and
So, yeah,
it's wild,
would
dude.
I buy it right now? No, I wouldn't. Right?
You want to talk about something that
But
you don't want to buy right now? That would be Palantir.
yeah, we have a lot of these companies that are doing that.
PLTR. Yeah, we were talking about Palantir back when it was $20 a share, dude. Talking about jumping in on some
Yeah.
long-term calls, man. But now
We talked about this at the very beginning, man.
our
It's
live
pretty
stream.
wild.
Yeah, but it's like don't buy this one right now. If anything,
Yeah,
short sell it.
you be selling this right now because go back to it's basically one of our first back to like our first or second video. I guarantee you're gonna see us talking about Palantir when
I
it was
can
like
see the little
$20.
circle you drew, the yellow circle back there in 2023.
Yeah, see. Oh yeah, there we go. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about Palantir exactly right here, folks. So if you want to get in on cryptos, you want to get on stocks at the bottom floor, you'd be watching this channel because I mean you can go back through our videos and the evidence speaks for itself. So, and I mean, do we see at store doing this? Well, there's a good chance that we see some crazy moves coming up.
Well,
We give these things to you at the bottom floor. It's crazy.
you see that pop back there on Palantir when it first got listed, like in the forward, it went up to 40. That's the at store, right? Like all the way back. You gotta go back when it popped to 40.
Way further, but
Yeah, that's
look at
basically
Golden
the at
Cross.
store. The at store right now is dropping down into this consolidation range. And it's going to do a move just like Palantir, except it's going to be a lot quicker, a lot less time to get there.
And then you had this giant gap up, and then you had this Golden Cross back here, right? And then if you had bought when this crossed, right? Look what would have happened. Oh, it dumped, but it didn't cross, it held. and then boom, moonshot, and it just kept going. It said, "No, I'm not gonna stop going." Right.
Yeah, it's insane.
So that's what's on the table right now for, and basically, I'm not saying every single coin we talk about or every single stock is going to do this stuff, but I know for a fact when I first started getting into crypto and when I started getting into stocks and finance, I was looking for these plays. I didn't care about any other plays. I wanted these ones. And that's what we're bringing to you guys. Like on this channel, there's no other channel that's out there on YouTube putting this stuff out. And unless they're charging you money, they're probably charging you money if they're putting this stuff out, right? But we don't charge you a dime. All we ask is that you like and subscribe the video, you put a comment, and you share it with one of your friends and let them know, hey, look, yo, Manic Money Finance, they're talking about coins that they even been hitting on the exchanges yet. They're showing us how to get in on the bottom floor. Like no one else is doing this. You got whatever wrecked boy crypto talking about, oh, you should buy this coin when it's already 300-400x'd, right?
Yeah.
That's
Meanwhile, he's
basically
getting
what we're
paid.
doing. We just talked about a 400x coin. But the market cap is so small. That's the other. That's what's so funny about it.
Well,
But yeah,
meanwhile, those
you have to
guys are
know. You have
getting
to be able to
paid.
measure it.
Those guys are getting paid. And if you go into the YouTube description, they legally have to and they will disclose how much money they got paid by that altcoin to talk about it on their channel, which is like,
Oh yeah, they show them
yeah,
all
which
the
is the
time.
craziest
And it's
thing.
usually at the top.
Yeah, the stocks too. They do the same thing with stocks. I don't get it. And people don't read into it. They don't look down into the description and actually see, oh yeah, this guy's getting paid to do this. Like, let me go ahead and buy XYZ stock or coin and not even scroll down in the description to see that the fact that they're making money off this crap. But
And that's why you guys, if you go in our description, do you see any of that crap? Do you see any of this? Right? That's how you know we're 100% genuine.
yeah,
Like
no,
we just
we won't take money from stocks and altcoins trying to shill. Too much
yeah,
integrity
we're
over
gonna
here.
tell you. Yeah, we're gonna tell you exactly what's going on, how we feel about it, and yeah, we not throw out like exact names about some people, but we might say we're a little displeased with some of the actions going on at some places, but we're not gonna throw out names, right? Because we ain't gonna start any wars. Obviously this channel is going to be coming it's going to become something big in the near future. There's
Yeah.
some, I mean, we're talking about stuff that no one, I mean, the dudes that are trading these coins, they're like shilling the top 5 projects. They're trading these coins, they're not even telling you about them, right? Because they're greedy and they want to keep all the money to themselves.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Or they're buying in on something long before they tell you on their channel. So they buy in and then they're telling their closest friends and buddies and trading partners so they can buy in. And then once they buy in and everybody they knows buys in, then they'll talk about it on their channel and you will become their exit liquidity.
Yep.
You
They
know?
just sell it.
So
And then you're left holding the bag, and they tell you this BS story about some news story that's come out that, oh, they're doing this burning program or whatever have you. Like they're just gonna have whatever news story that's gonna make you think, oh, the the price is gonna keep going up. When in fact we're approaching most likely the end of the bull run here, Mike. I have to let you guys know. We're getting close. So
nonsense.
we have to, we have to start preparing.
That pop is still
for
coming, man.
sideways movement.
The next few months, man. We're still getting another pop over 100, and it's gonna stay over 100 for a while.
Oh yeah,
But,
we have to still get that blow off top.
yeah,
Not saying it's gonna just end, but you have to be prepared for within the next year time. We're gonna be looking at the top, probably within the next 12 months. I would say.
oh yeah, no, 100%.
So after that, you're gonna be looking for sideways movement and people to get wrecked, and then it's gonna drop. Right?
Yeah, and altcoin madness. Usually when that
So
happens,
you're going to be expecting within the next 12, at least at the very most 12 months. It's probably within 6 months.
yeah, I'd say
I would
3.
say
I'd say
it could. Yeah,
probably like April, May.
that would be a more accurate time frame. But there's going to be some, stragglers. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I would expect by the end of the year that we're going to be getting that correction there. So if you're up tremendously, I would start considering, I'm not a financial advisor, but if I were you, I would start considering taking my money for sure, because I wouldn't be I don't want to be left holding the back like I did last time. I'm not going to do that again. I know how that feels. It sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. The last time Bitcoin started going down, it was like kind of like altcoin madness, especially on the Binance Smart Chain side of things. Like it was basically the easiest, cheapest place to list altcoins and smart contracts. So it got nutty, dude. It got really nutty.
Yeah,
There was just
it was pretty crazy.
all kinds of projects coming out, man.
And there was still opportunities in the bear market as well. So it's not to say like, oh, you're not going to be able to make money in the bear market, but you're going to be seeing, that's why you're going to subscribe to this channel. Right? So all the crypto bros, when the market starts crashing, guess what? They stop streaming. They're not going to be helping you out. They're not going to be doing anything. They're going to just go silent. Not us. Not us, right? We're going to be streaming every single day, and we're going to show you how do we make money during the bear market, because everybody wants to know how to do that, and we're going to show you how to do it too, right? And it's going to take some, it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be different from what you've done up until this point, but I want you to prepare for that right now. So we're doing good right now. We're doing really nice. I want you guys to prepare to switch up your strategy in the next 6 months, right? Prepare to do that, because when things decide to flip, they flip fast, and that's what's crazy about the bear markets. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money very, very quickly in the bear market. Actually, more than the bull market, because price tends to crash faster than it does to pump.
And if you're flexible, like if you're real flexible, depending on the platforms you use and everything else, you can easily transition help me out here. Transition to TradFi, and you make all kinds
just
of money.
training it.
Huh?
Just training it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the training.
To TradFi, and you can make all kinds
We
of
just
money.
got demonetized.
Yeah, just transition to TradFi. I mean, you can make all kinds of money there. And then what you do is you take your profits, a portion of your profits, and just start buying up, the larger altcoin projects, like your Cardanos, your Solanas, etc.
Your large caps.
Yep. Yeah. And at that point, you're probably going to be staying away from stuff like Liquid and the Ad Store. For good reason.
As of right now, yeah, these high risk coins, they present a big opportunity. You don't typically see us, and you're gonna see how we change up, how we move, because That's a big thing. If you keep moving the same way in the bear market or the accumulation phase, or basically the big idiot box, like the way Master Friend likes to call it,
The idiot
you're gonna get
box.
wrecked. So you can't keep the same strategy constantly. You have to switch up your movements.
No, it's probably a good strategy. Adapt or die.
Oh yeah. You have to identify as to where we are in the market, the phase of the market. Are we in the bull market? Which currently, yeah, we are. Are we in the accumulation phase? Which is, I mean, basically what we are in right now, it looks like, because we had that giant pump. Or are we in the bear market, which obviously we are not, right? So we have two options here. Are we in the bull market, or are we in an accumulation phase? That's what we need to figure out right now. And if you figure out that we're in accumulation phase, then now you need to go into the charts, you need to outline the high, you need to outline the low, and you need to outline the midpoint, right? Which is your range, right? And right now, it's super easy. All you need to do is put a horizontal line at the high, a horizontal
Well, why don't you bring
line
up the
at
Bitcoin
the
chart and
low.
actually show them? I'm literally watching Bitcoin right now.
Because you know what, that's gonna require $29.99 a month. No. So once you identify you are in a range, it's pretty much that easy. We're gonna keep that. I believe that's a monthly fair value gap. Yeah. Keep that on our charts to keep an eye on that. That's a monthly fair value gap. Midway point would be 83K. I'm gonna keep that on our charts.
That's crazy,
But
dude.
we're gonna go and say like the daily, right? Now we're gonna put a horizontal line at the high. You can do the bodies and you can also do the wicks of the candles, right? We're gonna get all the levels. We're gonna put a line at the low. Isn't that interesting? Basically at the top of the fair value gap there, right? And then we're gonna find the midway point. How do we find the midway point? Right? Well, you're gonna take this. It's called the fixed volume range profile, right? You can get it on this drop down menu here. So it's called the fixed volume range profile. You're going to drag it from the low to the current end of the range. So, and it's going to give you, right, a midway point. So right here is where the most volume, because this is the volume profile, right? This is where the most volume of trades is occurring, which is typically the midway point of the range, right? So it's something to keep an eye on. You can put an alert on this. So how do we trade a range? This is probably something new for the channel, so this is great. So break out the notebook, everybody. Got some learning to do here. So let's talk about how do we trade a range. So if it's pretty simple. So we just did it. We outlined the high and we outlined the low, right? Now we found the midway point. So how do we use this information? Well, typically if we're below the midway point, we're looking for a long, right? Especially if we're at the bottom of the range. If we're above the midway point at the top of the range, we're looking for a short back to the midpoint, right? The midpoint would be where we take profits, right? That's from looking at this profile, looking at how price moves. This is what smart money is doing. Whoever is controlling the movements of the market, this is exactly what they're doing. They're shorting when it gets above the midway point, and they're taking profits when it gets to the midway point. And if it's below the midway point, right, especially at the bottom of the range, which would be the ideal place to make a trade, they're riding this bad boy up to the midway point and they're taking their profits. That's how you trade a range. And you can figure out how to trade a range using the fixed ranged volume profile tool right there. And it's under the long position and short position tool. Something, right? We can talk about anchor VWAP and everything else like this. I don't want to get you guys too we can't throw too much at you too quick because, this is for free. I can't give you the whole mentorship, right? But that's how you'd be trading this range. Because let's think about it. What is the fixed range volume profile doing? It's figuring out where the most volume is. And wouldn't that be the area that you might want to be taking money or say buying or selling? Because that's what volume is, right? It's buying and selling. So it'd be the most likely area that you could say sell your position or buy a position, right? From a loser or a winner, right? Something to think about because the charts you can get lost in the charts, but understanding what's going on, the mechanics behind it, that's going to put you on another level. So we just talked about the fixed range volume profile. We have not brought that up on this channel yet, right? So if you like what you're seeing, make sure you like and subscribe because we're putting this stuff out every single day.
Oh yeah, we don't
I
stop.
put this tool. What's that?
We do not stop.
That's right. So I would add this. We can use the fixed range volume profile. So this is a free tool, right? We also have the anchored weight volume profile. So this is wherever we zoom into the chart, I don't know if they're gonna let you, see, you have to go into this, I'm not gonna I have to sign into my other account, the paid account that I use. This is not the paid account that I use. But if you want to use the anchored weight volume profile, actually, it looks like it's doing it right now. Yeah. See how the volume profile is on the right side of the screen here? It depends on what time frame it is, much like the simple moving average, right? Where we zoom in and the data that it brings in, it's going to average in the data and it's going to change this. And it's taking forever, right? Let's try this again. This is the anchored weight volume profile. So it's basically, think of it's anchored to the side of my chart. That's the only difference. So the fixed range is where I drag it across the chart and it's fixed in whatever range that I put it in. The anchored weight is anchored to my actual chart and it depends on where I zoom in and how much data I am looking at in the chart at that current point because it's anchored to my chart. That's the difference. So you don't need to pay for the exclusive anchored weight volume profile. You can get the same results if you use the fixed range. You just have to highlight the range that you want. That's all. It just takes a little extra footwork. So we're going through all the tools here on TradingView. No one's gonna do this unless you want to just go to TradingView's website and you can watch like 3-hour videos about the most not mind-numbing, boring BS in your life, or you can watch the Manic Money Finance channel and you can learn about TradingView, how to work on this. Okay. Why don't we go through a couple of tools, right? So head and shoulders pattern. This is another one that you might want to highlight, right? And this is your patterns menu right here. So typically we look for head and shoulders, right? Whether it's inverse or in a normal head and shoulders, right? We look for this pattern, right? Because it more often than not pays us. And then when we find that pattern, well, we can draw it out. So we come into our head and shoulders pattern. We find a head and shoulders, right? In this case, is an
Not the
inverted head and
shampoo.
shoulders, right? Yeah, we're not going to get sued by them. So, right, you find your head and shoulders, you outline it, boom. And then that's how you use the head and shoulders pattern. Fibonacci, right? We talked about this. This is the most favorite, my go-to tool, most extremely powerful tool you can use. If you know how to use Fibonacci, you're a step above most retail traders. So figure out how to use your Fibonacci tool. Get familiar with it. I want you to go in. It doesn't even matter if you're making money or not. I don't care, right? If you want to learn how to use this, you're going to go into your charts every single day when you come home from work, before you turn on your Xbox, before you go on to Netflix, before you go and decide to hit the Benjamin, you know, I want you to go into the charts and I want you to pull this fib. I want you to look. You're going to pull for the high to the low. And you're going to be looking for that 786. I want you to find it. Right? And in this case, it was the 618 and the 706. But I want you to pull from highs and lows. And I want you to find that 786. Right? I want you to figure out how this works from this high to this low. Drag it to here. So we didn't find it there, right? I want you, it's like an Easter egg hunt. I want you to find that 786, wherever it is. And then eventually your eye is going to get drawn to it. And you're going to see something like this. So you're like, oh, wait, that looks like it could be close, right? And then you just, oh, wait, how is that possible? It goes right to the 786. Well, like I said, folks, when you start doing this and you train it into your brain, you won't even need the Fibonacci tool to be able to see a stock or crypto or whatever, and you see a retracement like this, and you're like, ooh, that looks like a 786. And before you even have a second thought, before you even decide to go into the charts, instead you just go buy. And then boom, instant money. And isn't that funny? Instant money, right? From the low to the high, right to the 786. Don't even take my word for it, folks. I want you to go back into the charts. I want you to chart this out because, yeah, I know this. I've been in a different account, so it makes it look a little different. But let's make. I usually keep the 786 white because it's easier to see. But isn't that interesting, right? It goes right to that line and decides to reverse on a dime. Come on, guys. We do it every single live stream. I show you the 786, the power of the 786. And if you haven't written that down in your notes yet, well, what are you doing? The 786 is the most powerful tool, hands down. I do it every single. You saw me. The reason why I'm buying at store today is because we're at the 786. That's it. It's that simple. And it sounds crazy, right? All we do is buy the 786. That's it. That's our model. And boom, look at that. So, yeah, we're in the demo trade. Where's that entry? I don't know. But maybe, you know what? Pull this up. Pull this chart up. Which basically, yeah, we're a little bit above because we're in the positive. Let's look at this. consolidation. And very well what we can see here is exactly what happened on at store, but in a shorter time frame here, which is the 1 hour. In the at store, it was on the daily, right? But see, right, we're creating what's called an idiot box, or like what Master Friend likes to call it. So we're creating sentiment, and most people right now thinking, okay, it's gonna pump out of this flag, right? It's gonna act smooth, and I don't have anything to worry about, and my target's up here. I'm gonna put my stop loss. Where would I put my stop loss, folks? Probably right where I put it.
Look at all those green
Isn't that
candles
funny?
all in a row, man. That's crazy.
But let's take from the low to the high. Stop loss below that 786. So I'd say this is a valid trade. I'd keep my stop loss right below that 786.
See, I'd jog the stop loss right up underneath current price action. If it were me.
So we would have accumulation, manipulation right here, distribution right here. I wish I had the smart board for you guys. I could watch it and you could draw in front of the class, but we're looking for a manipulation phase to be coming next, which is what we're looking at currently on the ad store. Manipulation is usually what happens before distribution, right? And typically, the manipulation phase is an amazing place to get in on a trade. Like, not financial advice, but or say if you were already in a trade, right? It would be an amazing place to double down and add to it. So like today, for the instance, I see at store crashing all day and it's looking, wow, it just violated the 786 and then popped right back up. And I'm like, wow, there we go. That's it, just took the stop losses. So that's what we talk about every single live stream, right? We look for the stop hunt. That's what happened today. They got the stop losses got rated. So we bought. And we could very well get walked on. You know what I'm saying? We don't over leverage. We don't get too crazy on this channel, right? We only risk what we are willing to lose. But when we see something like that, it's like, ooh, that's like more confirmation. Like I'm ready. I'm like, you see that like that dude like hanging out from that meme, that dude like hanging out from behind a tree. You know, I'm like that when I'm looking at the charts. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's laughable at this point where it's like I can't believe that most people haven't caught on to this yet, and they keep playing the same old tricks. Yeah, people keep falling for it.
They really do. They really do. I mean, that's the other thing that gets me is the reason why like I've just been kind of just holding steady on the ad store, even though it's been doing all this crazy stuff. It's like it's been in this game so long now that it's really easy to recognize, blatant manipulation, and it doesn't really phase me anymore.
Yeah, and the longer you guys get used to it, right now it sucks, right? But the longer you guys put yourself like in front of the charts, you understand what's going on, the easier it's gonna get. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's taken me like I think I've been in this what 7 years, 6, 7 years, right, Mike?
Yeah, it's been a while.
So it's gonna take time. You're not gonna just overnight get really good.
So what's Jr. doing tonight? Is she cooking dinner right now?
Oh, we went to Tequila's,
What
which
the
is
heck?
Mexican restaurant. So we already ate.
Oh, nice.
I went climbing before she had her test today.
Psychology test.
for her. Yeah, and she did really good because I mean they gave her 4 hours and she was done in like 2. So
But she doesn't have her.
she's gonna get the job. Yeah, she's gonna get the job.
So what is
We're just gonna get.
Yeah, she took a psychology test. So what was the prognosis? What was the diagnosis?
She's 100% stable.
Nice. Oh, I'm joking, of course.
Oh yeah.
Don't hurt me, JR.
We're gonna, put some more skydiving videos, but that's our therapy, jumping out of an airplane. If you feel depressed or you feel down, well, strap on a parachute and jump out of an airplane, and
Yeah,
you'll feel much better.
or you can just jump out the airplane in general.
Yeah, well, first try it with the parachute and see how scared you are.
Oh, good times, dude. One of the funniest memes that I've seen, like your little quick 15-second videos, was some chick was like, it's horrible how there's no fast acting antidepressants. And then so it's TikTok, so someone makes their own another video as like a response. And she's basically
remix it.
Yeah. No, she just did her own video as a response. And so it's a different chick, but she's standing on a subway platform as the train goes by, and she does one of the little head nods and the eyebrow thing, like, hey, there's your fast acting antidepressant. Just jump in front of the train.
That's messed up.
Oh yeah, it's messed up. It was funny though.
I mean, yeah. If you guys feel suicidal, I mean, you need to seek help, right? And there's a lot of people out there to help. I was actually in a very depressed state long time ago, Mike. So I let you guys know. We don't take that. It's not a joke, at all.
No, I just
But
like dark
if
humor.
you're feeling depressed, there's 100% like we got to where we are at, right? If I was at a depressed state, had nothing, basically was willing to give everything up to going to where I'm at now, there's hope for you, 100%.
Just
right?
remember though, we got to call it sewer slide. Or
yeah, we're gonna
unaliving
get
yourself.
demonetized.
Yeah.
Or we call it demonetized here.
Yeah, I do sewer slide because it just sounds funnier. You just picture yourself like.
It sounds corny, especially like somebody's like listening, but I was at that point in my life, and finding God changed me like 100%. You can see how much my life has changed. So everybody's different. I'm not going to say that that's what you need to do, but I would say explore all your options if you're in that state of mind in life. But most likely, if you're watching this channel, you're not feeling that type of way, but you don't want to take it to that dark side anyways. But there's always a way out. I just gotta let you know. If I can make it out, you guys, everybody else, you can make it out 100%. And I found peace in the skies and in the mountains. So it might be different for you, right? Whatever makes you happy. I mean, that's what you gotta go do. Regardless of what anybody else says.
Oh yes, 100%, 100%. And a lot of times.
Was there another try-fi? So one over Husa.
I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save the stuff that I'm into for next week. I'm actually holding over the weekend on the stock.
All right.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm doing is, like I said, I'm equalizing what I have on and off the blockchain right now. So that's basically my goal now, is to basically be carrying the same amount that I am on the stock market on the blockchain, and I will slowly equalize it week by week to keep it even. But I do have 2 major holdings on the stock market for next week. But I'll talk about them tomorrow, because we need content, and Sunday's more about what going into the next week. You know, that's when we're going to talk about the economic data coming up, everything else, predictions on the S&P, etc.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get this climb. I get this send tomorrow. And I can show you a clip from that video.
Castleton?
Because these last 2 days, they just like they've been messing with me.
You're not going to Castleton tomorrow, though, right?
No, it's too windy. But I've been top rope soloing this hard five. I would say it's like 511. Like the steep overhung climb. It just like keeps leaning back as you go up. It's like sustained. I'm like getting super frustrated because I like get partial the way up and then just have to hang. So
Is
I want to make
JR
sure I get the right videos.
is JR
Huh?
going with you tomorrow?
Not sure.
Okay.
Whatever she's doing, she might be working or whatever. But I typically just go rope solo. But if she wants to come and she's 100% ready, you know, like she can come.
Yeah, that's.
You
I
know,
mean,
but
that rope soloing that's like the most dangerous way to climb, is it not?
yeah, I guess you could say because you're all by yourself. But
Yeah.
like I said, I have a GPS spot system on me, so if I do get into some trouble, I can at least hit that. It's gonna be a satellite beacon, and it's gonna ping my location, and it's gonna also send some text messages out to some people, and it's much cheaper than Garmin, which is I like it. So it gets the job done, but
That's
do
crazy.
I expect I have to use that? No, but you know, I don't put myself into a situation I can't get myself out of.
Much
I
like
mean,
trading.
I'm very conscious
Hey.
of that. You know, but like everything I do is super safe. It might seem crazy and it might seem like reckless to people who don't know the systems, but I use um, multiple systems that add redundancy into my climbing systems, so that I'm not relying on one thing ever at one point. You know, I always have a backup plan, and I always like study the area, and you know, I make sure I know I'm doing correctly. So, and then I also let people know where I'm at, and then I'm like, hey, if you don't hear me within a certain number of hours, like when sun goes down, you might need, you know, like come look for me here, or you might want to send rescue, you know, depending on where it is.
Yep.
But I don't just recklessly don't, you know, I just don't recklessly go out in the wilderness and not tell anybody where I'm going, right? But I do go out in the wilderness a lot by myself with the skills that I have, and I know how to put myself in seemingly dangerous situations in a very safe and controlled environment.
Yeah, honestly, dude, the way that I go out into the wilderness is probably more dangerous than the way you do it. Because like I'll go like backpacking for a weekend up in the White Mountains, or like like Scout
A lot of good
Canyon.
climbing there.
Yeah, Scout Canyon, Cobalt Canyon, and Zion, stuff like that. And it's probably more dangerous to be like hiking around 20, 30, 50 miles in a weekend than it is to be at one cliff face where, especially where people know where you are. Like you don't have to worry about mountain lion and stuff like that as much, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's like, but if you're
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, if you're on multi-pitch, it's a different story. So
yeah, the danger is different, but it's like, I mean, more or less like the what is it? The
it's
chance or the possibility of
much
something,
safer.
huh?
Yeah, you're 100% correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems like it's dangerous, but when we take it from a calculated perspective and like risk assessment, everything else, and
probability.
we take the proper precautions, yeah, it's very safe.
Yeah, like when I went to the Grand Canyon I went by myself, and there was nobody around. It was February, absolutely nobody
Mm,
around,
best
and
time to go.
huh?
Best time to go.
February? Yeah, yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's cold on the top, but it was warm down in the bottom.
Oh yeah, it's like the wind's blocked out, And that sun is so warm, and that's like when I'm climbing today, like I had like 3 layers on, but as soon as I get to the cliff, I'm down in my sweatshirt because the wind's blocked out at the bottom of the cliff, and then the sun's just beating down, and it's like it's really nice this time of year. I really love it. Like if the wind's not blowing today, the wind was like blowing my rope. I threw my rope off the cliff to like, set the line for my climb. I just watch it go just like go sideways. I'm like, what the heck? And it like just goes over like 20 feet to the left. I'm like, what the heck? And it gets stuck in another rock from like this flake that's in the side of the cliff, like
Uh,
some area. And I'm like trying to pull it out. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, this is just BS. I'm like getting pissed off, But that's climb. Being
yeah.
able to deal with these problems, not getting frustrated, and especially trading has taught me that it's like don't get frustrated because getting frustrated can be dangerous at times, especially, and then you start uh, moving frantically, moving quickly, and you're not watching what you do, and all of a sudden you make a mistake, and then boom, like that's your life, man. Like you don't mess around with that. So a lot of times in climbing, it's like, yeah, take a step back, take a deep breath, and you know, it's not that serious, man. Like, oh, yeah, the rope's stuck, whatever. Learn to laugh at it. It's like, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I've come out here 2 days in a row, and every single time I come out here, and it's bad conditions, and then the mountain just doesn't want me to get this climb. And it's like, whatever, Am I gonna get bent out of shape? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but am I gonna like get pissed and like start making dumb moves? No. Like that's the stock market. If you start doing that and like trading, you're gonna just completely wreck yourself. And it's the same thing with climbing. You basically kill yourself. That's basically like liquidating your account.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Nice. Alrighty. I think this is probably a good spot to leave off.
I think so too. I'm
I
gonna get
gotta,
some food. Right,
I gotta walk the dogs.
we're gonna get another show in tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can't promise that I won't be similarly dressed tomorrow. I probably won't be. I have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. But you never know.
I'm gonna try to send this climb tomorrow. That's my goal. I'm gonna wake up
Yeah.
early. I'm hoping this wind doesn't actually keep blowing. It's been really pissing me off.
Yeah.
But,
Good times.
whatever the heck's going on out here in the West.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's another solid trade. We're gonna be keep watching the at store. I double down, as you know. Mike is still in the trade, and we also just brought up Liquid. Make sure you look at that coin, right? Because there's something going on there as well.
Yep.
So make sure you
Contract
get the right
address.
contract address. We put it in the comments. Make sure you do your own research,
Oh
right?
yes.
It's not financial advice.
No, never. Never.
All right, guys. Till tomorrow.
Enjoy your Saturday
Right.
night.
We hope you enjoyed it. Right. We hope you had a good night. And if you have any questions, make sure you put it in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe because no other crypto channel is talking about these coins. Right. We're giving you stuff at the bottom ground floor. So I mean, the least you could do is show some respect. Hit that like button. Right.
Nice.
All right, guys. Till tomorrow.